Alrighty. Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, Tom Dog 247. As always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Oh, baby, all right. So, got a pretty fun-filled episode here this evening, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Hope it's not too cold out for you wherever you are. Here in the East Coast, it is cold. So yeah, and trying a little something new and everything, and so it seems to be working just fine. And we got to give out the shout outs and the plugs and everything like that. So yeah, let's get right to it. Big shout out to the Dorkening Podcast Network. Definitely worth checking out. It is a great um great channel to check out. You know, you can go on YouTube or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. They have tons of stuff going on their channel, and you will absolutely love it. You really will. And yeah, it is really amazing. And you would just absolutely be amazed about how awesome this network is. So yeah, check it out wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, or you can check out their YouTube channel. Also, big shout out to the Owlite Network. Big shout out to all of you, and they got tons of cool stuff on their channel as well too. Carrie and the gang, they always have a good time. I'm glad to be a part of that as well too, and you can check out the shows that they put on YouTube. So yeah, it is really cool and everything. So yeah, you will absolutely enjoy it just as much as I do. So, um, big shout out, and of course, let's give a shout out to the Pint. They have an awesome podcast as well too, and they have tons of episodes on their belt. So if you want to check it out for yourself, just go ahead and scan that QR code. I'll just leave it right there for a little bit. There you go. Okay. So, all right. And this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You can trade in your old DVDs, your old games and consoles, from retro video games, accessories, and systems. You can also trade in your DVD box sets and Blu-rays. You can trade in your sports cards and novelty items, as well as wrestling collectibles and autographed items spanning from sports, wrestling, and actors. And if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area and you want to check out this wonderful, amazing store, and you'll love it just as much as I do. They also have a list of events going on as well too, so check out their website for directions and a list of events that they have going on. You can check it out on their website over at mjvideogames.com. And also, big shout out to Hardcore Sweet Bakery. Want some baked goods? You'll love them. You'll love them. And I actually tried their gluten-free. I actually had one of their gluten-free cupcakes. They are amazing, and and a vegan cupcake as well too. So it was actually very, very good. But don't take my word for it. If you happen to be in the Southington area, you know, while you're at M&J, grab yourself a snack over at Hardcore Sweet Bakery, And check out their website over at hardcoresweetbakery.com for a list of their menu that they have. And you can also, and you want to wash this down, want to have some coffee and everything like that, check out Purgatory Coffee Roasters over in Sunnyton as well too. And the place is amazing. I love their coffee, and you'll love it too. Check out their website over at purgatoryroasters.com for a list of their specialties. And if coffee's not your style, and you want something a little bit more in the beer variety, check out Witch Doctor Brewing Company. They make their own beer, and you'll love it just as much as I do. And you can check out their website. Sorry about that. You can check out their website over at witchdoctorbrewing.com for a list of their specialty drinks that they have as well too. And also check out boomtubecomics.com. They also have you can also check out their store that's also located here in Southington, and you definitely would love to check that out because it's an amazing store. And I actually picked up some comics because I was at BoomTube over the weekend, the past weekend, and I actually got some. Hold on here. There. We got somebody coming in. Come on. There we go. And It's Uncle Necro. How's it going?
Not too bad. I was in the middle of watching a movie when I noticed that the stream was up.
Yes. Glad to have you on board. And so I just gave a little shout out to the Owlite Network. And for those who don't know Uncle Necro, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I am, as he said, Uncle Necro. I head up the Tomb of the Terrible on the Owlite Network. I am also a writer of sorts and a blogger and various other stuff.
Awesome. And glad to have you on. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun over the over a couple of past couple of nights there with the padded cell and everything.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And so yeah, it was really, really cool.
Have you talked about the Ghostbusters yet?
Not yet. I'm actually in the middle of the monologue.
Okay. Go ahead.
You didn't miss much. Yes, I was just talking about my visit to BoomTube Comics that I went over the weekend because of the meet and greet that I addressed on last week's show. Jerry Ordway was the guest of honor, and so yeah, I picked up some comic books, and I managed to pick up this little comic book. They were practically giving them away with every comic book purchase. It's Unnatural Order. I'll read the synopsis in the back there. After the fall of the Britons and the Roman invasion of Hibernia, I guess that's what Hibernia, the captive known as the Druid is released, sending a darkness across the world, an age of horrors, of fire and entrails. As the innocent burn in the wicker fields, those who would resist learn of the existence of a man who even the Druid fears. For it is this prisoner, a soldier from a different time, who alone knows the Druid's secret. This is not how the world is supposed to be. And it's by Vault Comics, and it's issue number 1. and so I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, just reading that sounds like a pretty interesting read, and
Really?
so yeah, I'm gonna
You had me
check
at
that out.
entrails.
Huh?
You had me at entrails.
Yes. So yeah, that's so yeah, that's Unnatural Order, issue number 1, and so yeah, gotta put this somewhere so I don't drop it or damage it. So yeah, put it right there. I ain't gonna bother nobody. But also I wanted to pick up this one, and it's Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Wow.
I had to pick that up.
That is certainly mixing medias there.
Yeah, and this is issue number 1. I don't know how many they're going with with this series, but yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting read. I love the artwork of both the front and back of the cover, and the way they did Godzilla and Kong. It just looks amazing, and so yeah, I'm gonna give that a read over the
Okay.
weekend and give that a look see. But that was not the real reason I went and picked that up. The real reason was the guest that was there, Jerry Ordway. Um, he's a writer that did Proton, which I picked up. This was already autographed, and I managed to pick this up. So nice, and so I haven't read that yet, and I will. But but he also did the writing of The Return of Superman, which celebrates their 30th anniversary. So
Okay.
I am really I think I have the original copy. I have to double check on that, but yeah, it's a really good read, and yeah, 30th anniversary of, you can't go wrong with that. You really can't. And
Has it been 30 years already? I remember exactly the day when they killed off Superman.
yeah,
Or at least I
and
saw the news and they're like, they're killing Superman. I'm like, really? Huh.
yeah,
I believe I
and
was just out of high school.
yeah, I was I was in high school when that happened. I was class of 97. But yeah, it was a really interesting time to see where they were going to go with Superman, and yeah, it was a really sad. It was really sad to read, because we all grew up with Superman, and he was one of our one of our favorite superheroes, along with Batman and the others and everything. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of Superman fans out there, and when the news broke out that they were going to kill him, and it it was a really sad read. It
Yeah.
really was.
Well, let me ask you this. Back then when that happened, that was kind of an unprecedented thing.
Yes.
Save for maybe Whatever Happened to the Man Up Tomorrow by Alan Moore, but he was just killing off the Silver Age Superman.
Yeah.
This one, when that happened, did you think, okay, when is he going to be back? Or has the jadedness not set in at that point? Because it seems that even Bucky made it back. I'm just waiting
Yeah.
for Uncle Ben to come back somehow. But
Yeah.
Superman, at least they kept him dead for at least a year
Yeah.
until they brought him.
But yeah, that is a very good question. But yeah, as when I first heard about about that death of Superman, I couldn't get it anywhere in the comic book store because they were like sold out all over the place. So I kind of missed out on it. But this, when I did finally read it, I was like, I mean, I really hope he does come back because, I'm
This is
pretty sure,
Superman we're talking about.
yeah, it's like, it's like, please don't let it be the end because I would love to see Superman back, but, if this is what they want, then, I'm
Well,
sure he will be, remembered as a great superhero.
yeah. I mean, given the time frame, I mean, this was like what 1992, right?
Yeah.
When that initially happened, and then shortly thereafter, this is probably like exactly when the whole grim and gritty, you know, big zeitgeist or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
because we had the beginning of Image Comics.
Hmm.
Then shortly after the whole Superman's death, we had Batman get his back broken by Bane, and
Yes.
then he was replaced by the other guy. You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah, he was gone for a while, and I don't know. And then the whole brouhaha with Spider-Man and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It was kind of a dark period, but everybody was
It was.
collecting. Everybody seemed to want to collect, and then the bubble popped. I don't know. I'm just kind of wandering with my thoughts on the
Yeah.
whole book. I started
Yeah.
reading. I started getting back into reading comics because of the 1994 Spider-Man animated series. I
Yes.
thought, whoa, this is actually. It reminded me of my childhood, all the
Yeah.
storylines, back in the 80s. So I went
Yeah.
out and bought a Spider-Man comic. My first thought was, who the hell is this Ben Riley person? And why is
Yeah.
he wearing the suit?
And
I had no idea. What is this clone
um,
saga you speak of?
I was more into X-Men at that time, but I watched a lot of comic book characters at that time growing up. Superman, Batman, and
Mhm.
and of course the Spider-Man cartoons. I remember Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and
Oh yeah,
that was my first introduction of Spider-Man, along with with the the Spider-Man series that was short-lived, and of course, his appearance on Electric Company,
oh yeah.
which was which I never would have imagined him on that show, and but yeah, it was a really good time to be a comic book fan, and watching the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk series as well too,
Oh yeah.
um, which was my first introduction to the Incredible Hulk, and um, I was just fascinated about how awesome that character was and everything like that, and so yeah, it was. So yeah, I had my favorites, and Plastic Man even being one of them too. know,
Plastic Man was
and
awesome.
yeah, I love Plastic Man, and that Saturday morning cartoon was pretty good, especially when they had that when there was that dog in that dog house. Where he wore a dog house to cover his face because he was like a really ugly dog, and we never get to see what he actually looked like. And always wondered what that dog would look like. And so there was a lot of hints going on that maybe he's um, like a demon or something like that. But
Maybe.
I don't I don't know if that was ever hinted in a comic book or anything like that.
See, I don't. I've never really read the Plastic Man comic books if they
Yeah,
were available, but I remember him being part of some iteration of the JLA. I think it was
yeah,
Morrison's run
yeah.
or something or other. But
I remember reading one Justice League where pretty much Plastic Man was off to the side and he was pretty much being like the black sheep of that group, and yeah, nobody really took him seriously. When I read it, and it was pretty sad, but at the same time, you know, he pretty much proved himself later on that he was a good, he was pretty cool to have around, and so yeah, but other than that, it is amazing how we see a lot of comic books evolve over the years, especially our favorites have even evolved over the years. There's like so many variants now of our favorite comic book characters, and it's just so amazing that especially with this that there's more variants of Spider-Man out there, and it was really cool. And one that actually caught my eye was a comic book I picked up recently, during the summertime, was Spider-Man. It was a T-Rex as a Spider-Man variant, and I was like, oh. I mean, that it's a good read, and it was really cool, and it really caught my eye, especially who that spider dino was fighting, and it was of a Venom type dinosaur, and I was like, you gotta be shitting me.
Okay, what kind of dinosaur was the Venom symbiote?
I actually let's
and also in my mind's eye, I'm thinking if it was a T-Rex Spider-Man, how do the arms work?
Yes. It was interesting. It really was interesting. Okay. Let's
Stop thief. No,
not that one. Trying to find.
I'm just entertaining everybody while you're off screen.
Yeah. Here it is. It's Edge of the Spider-Verse. I actually picked up variant cover. I actually picked up two of the same one because they were like variant covers, and I didn't realize it.
Is this
and
like a spin-off from the movies?
This was actually before the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The sequel to
the sequel, yeah.
And so yeah, that is the one. Spider Rex is the Spider-Man variant, and then I think Venom Rex is the other one.
Venom Rex makes sense, I guess.
Enter Cravertooth the Hunt. Yeah, Craven. There's a Craven variant, which is Cravertooth, which actually fits.
We have this, and yet there's no Amazing Spider-Ham reboot.
Yes, I'm a little bit upset about that. But yeah, it is.
Get on this.
Yes, I know. But it was nice seeing Spider-Ham in the movies.
Movie.
I mean, yeah.
I can't remember seeing him in the sequel, but then again, there was a lot going on in that.
He had a short cameo in the sequel.
Okay. I believe everybody was in that bloody movie.
Yes.
I mean, I was elated that Miguel O'Hara was okay. Spoilers, everybody. He turns out to be the bad guy, but
Yeah.
But Miguel O'Hara is my favorite iteration of the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
about the 2099 universe. He was all badass and everything. He had venom. He had talons. He wasn't bit by a spider. He was like infused with genetic wackiness.
Yeah. I couldn't find the name in the book, so instead of I'm gonna have to Google it later.
Okay. Well,
and because we got a lot of show.
yeah. I think the last time I actually stepped inside of a comic book shop was 2008.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And that's when
But
the local town actually had a comic book shop. But I love that place. I had my usual pull list every week. That this was during the like right in the middle of the new 52. Like every week was a new 52 title.
Yeah. I've heard about the new 52. I just never read any of that series. I didn't.
What you do is you keep on just with the the 52 title and don't read any of the tie-in side ones because that will
Nice. And but I did read some of the 2099 issues of when they did a 2099 series. One of them was, I remember having a Ghost Rider 2099.
Yep.
That one was actually pretty cool.
Yep.
I love that one.
So I had a couple of issues of Punisher 2099.
I think I had that one as well too. Because I lost a lot of my old comic books, and I had a pretty good collection even back then. And but I do remember owning a Ghost Rider 2099. It was a really good read. I did get the first issue of Silver Sable when they just debuted that new comic. And
if I remember correctly, that Silver Sable debuted in an issue of Web of Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah. But they all but then later she would go and have her own comic book.
Okay.
And it was pretty much how I forgot her real name, but they it was basically pretty much basically her origin story.
Okay.
And everything, and how she became a special agent and everything like that. And it was a really good read. It was pretty cool. And I didn't expect her to have like a nude scene in that comic, because they actually had her showered, but you couldn't see full frontal. It was more of her backside, but there was a lot of side boob though.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, that threw me off. And I meant, okay. But it was still a good read, though.
Right. Some 10-year-old just finally hit puberty.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was in my early teens when that book came out.
Okay.
And so, but it was still a good read, though. So, but I do have to say something that I failed miserably. Yeah, I'm a bad person. I really am. Because and I got to confess. I do have to confess something before we continue on with the show.
Confess to Father Necro.
Yes, I failed No Nut November. I did. Yes, apparently, they have like No Shave November, which, looking at me now, I failed that one. But No Nut November, I failed miserably.
There's an actual No Nut November.
Yeah, it's basically I'm going to try to be as clean as possible, but apparently No Nut November is a is more of a pervs month, so it basically just don't work on yourself for an entire month, if you catch my meaning.
No, I don't. Why don't you go into detail?
It's a family show.
I got you. I got you. Well, all I can say is that everybody develops at their own different rate. I mean, I was clean shaven at the beginning of November when I stopped shaving, and now already I'm to here. So,
but yeah, but anyways, it's basically polishing your pistol. Let's just say.
I get it.
Metaphor. So, and
before I was just,
yeah,
kind of a sticky subject. I understand.
Yes. We don't want to get into any sticky situations, especially on this show, because it's a family show. With that being said, let's talk about the movie trailers that came out.
Sure. Trailers, plural.
Ghostbusters. Okay. Yeah, because I actually because there was another movie trailer that dropped, so now I'm going to be talking about 4 movie trailers instead of just 3.
Okay. I may have a 5th one if it's not on the list.
Gotcha. And I'll have to. And I think I know what you're talking about because I read your comment in the group chat. And it's we'll get to that. And yeah, I didn't see that trailer, but yeah, we'll talk about that. But we'll start off with Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. It looks good.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
It looks really good. And I hope we get to see.
It starts off with Bananarama.
Yes. Which basically, I don't know what it is with it's a cliche song that they play every summer. Any movie that's played during the summertime. And yeah, it's so cliched.
It's cliched, but it's the perfect soundtrack.
It is. I'm not gonna lie.
Think about. I mean, there we go.
Yeah. I actually like that version better. Not to discount anything from the remake song.
Remake.
Yeah, there's a remake of the song. There's someone else covered the song too. I forgot the name of the group.
Well,
but they.
Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm on the Googles now.
Gotcha.
Keep talking.
And it was but I still love the Bananarama. It really is amazing. But this,
it's the classic. Oh wait, Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Taylor Swift.
How did I not? I'm a bad Swiftie.
Well, for me, I hear the name of Taylor Swift and I immediately blank it out because no.
Yeah.
Not happening. Sorry.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be murdered by the Swifties out there.
Nah, I'm actually a Swiftie ally, so but you're in good hands. I'll make sure that the Swifties are. I was like, relax. He's entitled to his opinion.
But they don't care about that. They're just about as bad as the Queen Bays.
Oh.
The Beyonce fanatics.
I like her music, but I just can't. I'm not a fan. Like the Beehives or whatever.
Whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, this looks bloody fantastic. It has the original characters that are still alive. More or less. And also the kids that were introduced in the last one, but also Patton Oswalt.
Yes. which that interests me is like, how, where does he fit in all this? So yeah, I think we're gonna touch on that, in probably in further trailers, and
But
you know what, this is coming out in May of next year, but I kind of wish that they would delay it. I wouldn't mind if they delay it another month,
at least until
because
July.
because in June was the original Ghostbusters release,
Okay.
and next year would commemorate their 40th anniversary.
Okay, that does make sense. And also, I was
Yeah.
thinking because they referenced, New York being frozen in July,
Yes.
so that would just make more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But then again, we live in a time where the Halloween movies are being released in August.
Yes.
I don't know, but also
It should be a rule. It should be a rule that like anything, tying around, any big horror film should premiere around October, just like the Christmas, even like the Christmas movies, because there's too many Christmas movies coming, and they're
Violent Night was right at the right time.
yeah, that I will say. But sometimes there are some Christmas movies that find their way in different months, and I'm like, why?
Like Batman Returns. That was actually set during Christmas, but came out in the summertime of 1992.
Yeah. I think it came out in July, but we could probably I think that gets a pass because, the whole Christmas in July. If that's the case.
Oh, don't get me started. Okay.
Yeah.
How about that big bad though? That looks very, 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 at least Lovecraftian. Tall, gangly, the freezing death or whatever they call it.
Yeah. I like the plot of that, is that if if the spirits show, if you show any fear to the spirits and everything like that, you die. And I was like, wow.
Oh yeah.
That's a dark twist right there.
I mean, this tops Vigo the Carpathian as far as sequel baddies.
Absolutely.
And I love Vigo.
Yes. He is Vigo. He's a very powerful magician.
I don't know if I'm the only one who actually thinks that the second Ghostbusters was just as good as the first Ghostbusters, but I seem to be in the minority.
Yeah, but the parents who took their kids to see the first Ghostbuster movie complained about how dark, how pretty much scary and dark that first one is. Not saying that the second one had some scary images, but the foul language and the adult content in there, pretty much where Dana's like possessed as the gatekeeper, and the key master, where you could throw in that innuendo there, but she was like, "Do you want this body? Take me now, sub creature." And I was like, "Okay."
Junior high.
Yes.
Anyway.
But it was still a good film.
This one looks just as awesome.
Yeah. But I'm glad that, you could pretty much get away with having, having a dark tone. So I think this one will be, as good, if not better than Afterlife.
Well, already, you see, Afterlife was a good movie. However, it was set in Oklahoma, which
Yes.
a lot of people just thought was kind of off-putting as to
Yeah.
why it's set there. We're back in New York now.
Yeah.
They're back home, if you will.
Yeah.
So, can't wait.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so yeah, they're looking at a May release, but if they delay the movie to tie it within the anniversary of when the first Ghostbusters movie released, I'll be happy to.
Oh, yeah.
But either or, I'm looking forward to seeing what other ghosts are going to show up in this film,
Yeah.
which is going to be very interesting. And I would like to see Slimer one more time. I was disappointed that we didn't get a Slimer in that Slimer didn't show up in Afterlife, but at the same time I understood why he
Oh,
wasn't
right.
in there.
He kind of sort of was.
Yeah.
Distant cousin, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And but Josh Gad did a pretty, nothing to take away from Josh Gad. He did a good job of doing that that Puffer ghost. And and speaking of Puff, can't forget about this mini Stay Puff.
Oh, yes. That I was howling at. I mean, and Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is just a national treasure.
Yes.
And just the look of glee on his face in this trailer.
Yeah.
I am sold.
It's like he's a Ghostbusters fanboy.
Well, that was a given.
Yeah.
I mean,
And but he Paul Rudd, he makes any movie good. If he's as a Marvel character,
with the caveat of maybe Halloween 6.
I don't think I saw that one. I have to go back and see that.
There are two versions. Both of them are kind of
Yeah.
See, Halloween 6 is one of those movies that is now featured on a lot of those multi-movie packs that you can buy at Walmart.
Yeah.
I think you can still get DVDs at Walmart now. They seem to be doing the way of the buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Like even Best Buy is doing away with physical media.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that in another episode because there's a lot of ground I didn't get a chance to talk about. But nonetheless, overall, Paul Rudd, awesome actor. Loved him in the Hangover movies, and the Ant-Man movies. I have a soft spot for, but overall, I'm looking forward to seeing him in this Ghostbuster sequel. And
he was also fantastic in the last season of Only Murders in the Building.
I did not see that one.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to pause this podcast so we can see all 8 episodes, and we'll be right back.
Yes. Exactly.
And go.
I'm a bad person.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta binge watch a lot of stuff that I haven't had a chance to watch, like the Boys and the Gen V. I haven't seen those yet.
Gen V surprised me Gen V surprised me because it's very, very good, like the Boys level kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be just like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, only with superheroes.
Yeah.
This actually ties into everything. So
yeah, and from what I understand, this new season of The Boys might have some sort of tie-in with Gen V. I don't know how, but
there's no doubt about that. They already said yes, we're going to go directly. It'll lead directly into this new season, and spoilers if you haven't seen Gen V, but the final episode of that season, they have a couple of cameos at the end by certain people
Nice.
from The Boys. So
Nice. No, I definitely have to go back and watch that.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. But Ghostbusters, as we said, is coming out in May of next year, and happy anniversary, Ghostbusters! So I'll be doing a Ghostbusters special next season on that,
nice.
and be looking forward to that. Another movie that I saw the trailer to, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I have heard of that. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm not very keen on the title, though.
Yeah. From what I understand is that they skip Planet of the Apes, according to the timeline.
So this is going to be after the events that happened in, I guess, the original Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
Okay, so the astronauts have already landed.
This would be like after, but I have to read the synopsis of it a little bit better. Because they have, because the timeline of the Planet of the Apes remakes.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen them. I have seen some of them, like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That one was good. There was like some other. There was like some, and then the sequel and then the one that they came out where they had that guy who played Malfoy in the Harry Potter movies. He was in there. He did a very good job in that one. I will say that. But and there was like one other one, which was also good, and so this is like either 4 or 5 in this rebooted franchise.
Wow.
But I'm not sure where in the timeline it fits.
Okay. Because I was kind of hoping that, with the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it would actually be before, say, like at the end we see, excuse me, but if you recall, oh, good grief. So 'tis the season, everybody.
Yes.
If you recall, at the beginning of the first of the prequel movies, we'll just call them, the one with Harry Osborn, and there was an allusion to the astronauts lifting off from Earth.
Yeah.
So, I was kind of hoping one of the movies would feature, okay, the apes are in charge now. Humans are still around, but it's more or less because of the simian flu. They're not. They're back to more of the primitive type that we saw in the Charlton Heston classic.
Yeah.
And have at the end of that movie, in say like mid-credit scene or even the end of credit scene, we see the spaceship come back into the Earth's gravity.
Yeah.
Just kind of allude to that.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That's just from my mind here.
Yeah. So. But if they actually go ahead and, do Planet of the Apes with, with this timeline, I wonder who would be good to play Charlton Heston's character.
Well, Charlton Heston. I mean, we have the technology.
Yeah,
we can bring him back to life. I
don't want to see enough. I saw what they did with James Dean, and
no, I'm talking about exhuming his corpse and with a system of pulleys and levers, just
That
tape.
oh, that would be creepy.
He can talk. And just do it like, he can talk. He can talk. I can sing. Just
make it turn that whole thing into like a marionette thing, like the Thunderbolts or the Thunderbirds. That would be funny.
So, now that the writer's strike is done, I mean, we can just
and the actors actors strike just folded yesterday.
So finally, so everybody can on the this season of Chucky can get back to filming, and
yes,
come on, more episodes, please.
Yes,
please.
I gotta start watching Chucky and see how. I haven't even watched that either. I got so many shows. I got so much stuff. Excuse me. I still have a lot of stuff to watch. The Boys, Gen V, Chucky. There's like so much I gotta watch.
That's going to be like a lost episode, like a lost weekend.
Yeah.
Just get yourself a pizza, lock yourself in there, and just boom.
I know, right? I still have to finish off Twisted Metal. That's how bad I am. I'm like halfway through the season. Yeah, I'm halfway through the season.
How do you get halfway through and go, I'll just pause here?
Because what happened was I didn't pay the bill.
Oh, there are ways around that.
But I made sure I turned got that back on in time for the WWE pay-per-views that they showed over the weekend.
Of course. But okay, so here's the thing. Okay, you need to watch Chucky, The Boys with Gen V. Okay.
Yes.
And also, finish up Twisted Metal because
yes,
that show's awesome. But also,
absolutely,
Netflix's live action One Piece, because that is freaking amazing. And
I am familiar with One Piece, but I never saw the anime.
I'm only familiar with certain episodes of the Kids WB or the Foxbox version.
Yeah.
Which is nothing like the original from what I'm told. But
yeah,
this one, the live action does keep things with the Japanese version, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. I did hear good things about that. And they're actually doing Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be a series or a movie, but they just released a trailer. I didn't see that one, so I'll save it for next week.
The only one that I know about is the M. Night Shyamalan attempt.
Yeah, or lack thereof.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
what is the next trailer, sir?
The next one. Do you remember a television series that was on ABC back in the early 1980s, starring Lee Majors, titled The Fall Guy?
Oh, The Fall Guy, yes.
They are making a movie of that one.
I actually have the Hot Wheels commemoration of the. At one point, I owned the Jeep.
Yeah.
Wheels back in the early 80s. I didn't watch it because I was also like 7. So it wasn't exactly in my wheelhouse, but I was aware of it because my father watched it.
That was a damn good show. And I watched it. It was really cool. And you can actually watch every episode on Amazon. And they're really good. But yeah, I was surprised that they were making a movie on this because it showed up on my recommendations. And I was like, they're making a movie of the Fall Guy.
They've made movies of everything.
Yeah, and this one took me by surprise because I didn't expect the Fall Guy to be a movie, but it actually fit because you know what? Even when I was a kid, I was like, why isn't this a movie?
Well, I did see the trailer for that, believe it or not, and it does
Nice.
look very decent.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with how the show goes. I know there's a
Yeah.
stunt guy.
He's a stuntman. He's a stuntman who also moonlights as a bounty hunter.
Okay, all right. So like he works at a McDonald's, but he's also a cop.
Yes,
Dun dun dun. You know.
one of those things. And Ryan Gosling is going to be playing the lead on that one, which is a good fit.
Loved him in the Barbie movie.
I haven't seen the Barbie movie. I'm still waiting for it to hit on HBO Max.
Okay.
I'm waiting for. I'm still waiting on that. And
fascinating. But
yeah,
when you watch it, be prepared to. If how do I put this? There's a lot of pink.
yes.
So much so that they actually ran out of the particular color for the whatever company was supplying the paint.
Mattel.
And, okay, Mattel, but it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
You know, it's all your senses are assaulted. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so they're making the movie of the Fall Guy.
Yes.
What I'd really like to see, if they're going to keep doing this, there's one TV show I remember as a child, that early 80s. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's called Automan.
Yes.
This needs to be made into a bloody movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised it wasn't opted for a movie in like the 90s and made into a sci-fi channel type movie.
But I vaguely remember, but I do remember watching it. But yeah, what was the plot of that one again?
Essentially, little Ricky from the Lucille Ball show, that was the same kid, is a cop, and for some reason, a computer program comes alive and helps him out.
Oh yeah.
It didn't last very long, obviously.
It's like the Diet Coke Knight Rider, I'm assuming.
Right. Well, that was around the time when so Tron seems to be pretty popular, I guess. So
yeah, they're making another one. I'm glad about that. And Jared Leto's going to be in that movie.
Sure.
Don't worry, he's not going to play. He's not going to play Mobius.
Well, Jared Leto. Okay. So I appreciate his unique style of method acting. We all know the stories behind him playing the Joker and what shenanigans he came up with on set of the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I thought, as far as the performance goes, his performance, it was a very good iteration of the Joker.
Yeah.
However, Jared Leto, the man, is kind of a wackadoo.
Yes.
I mean, he has his own cult.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard the music from his band.
I don't think anybody has.
5 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
5 minutes or seconds? I can't remember.
We'll go with seconds because that's all that will take us to turn away from it.
But he has a cult. He has his own cult. Not too many actors or Hollywood types have that. Like the actress who played Chloe on Smallville. She had her own cult, kind of.
Yeah.
She was top tier, at least. And it's always the ones that I develop like a fanboy crush on that turn out to be that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway. So,
Yeah.
Fall Guy.
Yeah, the trailer looks good, and Lee Majors is actually going to make a cameo in the movie. I'm not familiar. I forgot. I love Lee Majors. I love him. He's a damn good actor. I mean, how can you not like him? He's in the $6 million Man, Fall Guy. Did a cameo in Scrooged, which was awesome. It was an awesome cameo. Yeah, but he's really good, and women loved him. Men wanted to be him, and it was just a good good time. And Lee Majors, he had that look, and he actually sang he sang the theme song to the Fall Guy, and I think that's what I'm making a prediction that he might, they might do a scene in the bar where Ryan Gosling is in there, and they're talking and everything like that, and having a few drinks, having a good time and everything, and then the guy that performing on stage is cameoed by Lee Majors singing that song of the Fall Guy. So
interesting.
That's a good prediction.
We shall see.
Yes,
I'm going to hold you to
that. Yeah, that'll be a good prediction, because I haven't been right on some predictions to some movies.
Well,
and
yeah, I kind of have the same luck. Let's just say. What is the fourth option?
Yes. But anyways, Fall Guy is coming out sometime next year, and it looks really good. Fourth movie. I saw this trailer yesterday.
Okay.
Inside Out 2. They're doing a sequel to Inside Out, the popular Pixar classic from the first film that won some.
Is it really old enough to be considered a classic, though?
Well, it's classic to a generation who loved the first film.
Okay.
And it's been a long, and it has been a long time since the sequel came out. So I'm thinking like maybe a decade or so.
When did that come out? Let me check.
Yeah.
Because I'm at that age where it's like, that just came out. What? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it is a a good film that could possibly be a classic.
It's 2015 it came out.
2015. Okay, so
it's about 10 years. I guess.
18 years. No, 8 years. I'm sorry. 8 years.
Wow, don't do that. Don't do
yes.
that. When I think of classic Disney movies, I'm thinking of the original, like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, the movies that are now turned into live action remakes.
That's going to be no. Don't get me started, please. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I still have yet to see how I'm going to defend Snow White, which spoiler alert is going to end horribly, because I have a lot to talk about, and we'll talk to that when we cross that bridge. But with some of the Disney live action remakes, I have defended a lot of, and with The Little Mermaid, I did a damn good job of defending this movie, and love it or hate it, it was actually a decent adaptation. It was really good.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's like the best live action remake, because I'm sure there's, I'm sure somewhere it's gonna happen where it's gonna be but I'm not holding my breath on that one, because I know its reputation. I was disappointed, even though I was disappointed with with the remakes already, I
You
still
know,
have kind of a I
as
still
far as
have
the,
kind of a soft spot for it.
yeah, as far as the Lion King live action one, I was I
That
always
needed
thought
that did not need to be a live action remake.
no.
It
However, the scene where in the cartoon that's in the it's the love scene between Simba and what's her face,
Nala.
or Nala, whatever. Oh, I'm going to get hate mail, but that particular love scene where it's supposed to be, you're in love, it's yada yada yada. No
Yeah.
music, no sound effects, just the live action, just the two lions just banging, like
Hmm.
like in the nature shows, just the sound of that. You just have like Marlon Perkins just narrating.
That would be good. That would be a good one.
Because anyway, so anyway, yeah,
But
Inside Out.
that would be funny if they did that version where the lion's mounting the lioness, and then they're playing. Can you feel? the
Doesn't even need music. Just
Nah,
boom.
you gotta have music for that. Just that one scene. Just that one scene.
So, Inside Out 2. So tell me, what is this going to be about? Because if I remember correctly, the first one was she was just getting at that age where the emotions were getting.
Yeah, because of the moving.
Yeah,
Because the family was moving, and her emotions were running
right,
wild and everything like
because
that.
of
And
because of puberty and everything.
yeah, not entirely puberty, but it was like
That didn't
mostly
help.
because Sad was pretty much taking over the emotions and everything,
Uh,
and because it affected the Riley, who was feeling weirded out because they were moving from one town to the next and everything like that, and
yeah.
moving away from her friends and everything. So it was around that age where it
Oh,
was. So
I remember middle school. I
yeah,
don't want to ever go back to middle school.
yeah, me neither.
So is this more like she's going to college? I don't know. I haven't
No,
seen it.
actually, I think she's more like she's like a more an older teenager, maybe like junior high or maybe going into high school and everything like that.
Okay.
Um, and they introduce a new emotion, which I kind of iffy about because they already have an emotion because there's an emotion. Um, the original emotions, which is disgust, um, nervous, angry, sad, and joy.
Annette,
Yeah,
dopey, sneezy,
and
dot with
now
a
they're
yellow
introducing a new one, and it's called anxiety.
anxiety. Okay.
Yes, which technically that should have been leaning towards nervous.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Well, one could argue that being nervous and anxiety itself are two different things entirely.
yeah. But I was kind of hoping that puberty was going to be like the next emotion.
Puberty is not an emotion.
But yeah, I mean, the emotion of that,
it
like
is
maybe
a
love.
rush. Okay, so love. You. That's interesting. But anxiety. Okay. Is there going to be like, hi, I'm OCD. I'm here to mess with your head. Like, not really an emotion, but she really jacks around with the other emotions.
Yeah. And so in the trailer they show there was some group they called the I think they were called the demo team,
Okay.
and they were demolishing the headquarters and put in a whole new console, which added that new emotion.
I see. Huh.
And so
Well,
it looks pretty interesting. It does look pretty interesting, and I'm not going to see it in theaters, but I am going to see it when it comes out. When it comes out on Disney Plus. But yeah, it looks pretty interesting, and we'll see how they go with that.
All right. Well,
So,
all right. Do we want to talk about the one that I brought up earlier today?
yes.
Okay. The one that I'm talking about is Mean Girls. Now, you may be thinking, wait, Mean Girls is already came out years ago, in the 90s, I believe.
Yes.
This this is coming out in January. And at first I'm watching this thing, and it's basically, it looks like it's doing it beat for beat from the original movie. So I'm thinking, is this a reimagining, a reboot? Because this also has Tina Fey and Tim Meadows in it, in their original roles from the previous movie. But I looked it up, and apparently this movie is essentially a brand new musical movie that's based on the Broadway play that is based on the original movie. Right. Exactly.
So basically it's a Broadway play based on the movie that's see, now I just gone cross-eyed.
Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Yes. But yeah, it's okay.
Oh my God.
Why? And
yeah, that's the question I'm asking. It's like you beat me to the question.
Now, mind you, if Tina Fey had something to do with this.
Yes, because if my memory serves me, I may be wrong about this, but I think Tina Fey had a lot to do with the Broadway show.
Okay. So at least they're keeping Tim Meadows and Tina Fey in there.
Yes,
because that was kind of my favorite thing about. Yes, I did see the original movie, but that was just I didn't watch it until a couple of years ago. I used to work with somebody who was really into that movie. I mean, he would wear pink on Wednesdays, always, the entire 5 years that I was there. So,
yeah.
So I'm like, fine, I'll watch it, see what's going on. And went, okay, this is actually kind of entertaining. But yeah, I am morbidly curious as to how this one goes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm going to have to check the trailer out now.
Have fun.
Because, there was a lot of good things about the original movie. It is a cult classic and everything. Nothing really bad. It's like, a very popular teen comedy, at that time, and yeah, there's nothing really bad to say about it. And
this was back when Lindsay Lohan was actually good.
Yes. Now we don't hear much of her lately.
It's probably for the best.
Yes. But so yeah, you said it's coming out in January of next year.
January, when all the bad movies are dumped.
Okay. So we will have to check that out.
Okay.
And so yeah.
So where I'm at and where you're at, it is now officially Friday.
Yes.
So I want to mention that tomorrow, Saturday, I go with the Exalted Geeks to watch the Marvels movie.
Nice.
And I wouldn't say I'm excited like I used to be back when the first few series of the Marvel movies came out. That just kind of died down after Endgame. But I always thought I always watched them, and I always thought, no, they're fine. I've never really understood the vitriol from a lot of people. Everybody just seems to want to hate everything now. I don't know why. But we're going to go watch the Marvels movie, and quite frankly, I'm going there for the Flirkins.
Nice. Especially Goose.
Yeah. Apparently,
that's a cool name for a cool cat.
everybody loved the cat. All the actors, all the actors loved the cat for this one, except for one particular actor who apparently was allergic. I'm not going to say who she is.
Brie Larson.
Oh, there you go. Anyway,
I mean, it's not really a spoiler. I mean,
So, I was also curious. I didn't bring it up yesterday during the padded cell, but since we watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie,
yes,
and I brought this up before you appeared, that my biggest beef with this movie, I don't know if you remember it, but it was prominent, that Visit Nebraska poster. That was
I remember. I remember hearing you saying something about that.
Can you tell me what the major flaw of that poster is?
I think it had something to do with the trees.
It's all trees.
Yeah,
all trees. And if anybody knows their history of Nebraska, this is a plains area. We may be the state that invented Arbor Day, but that's because we needed to bring trees in to plant so that the topsoil wouldn't blow away. The pioneers had this problem with, sudden plains fires of the grass would just burn up and then burn all their stuff down. So we planted trees, and sure, there are trees here, but the farther west you go, it gets flatter and not too many trees. I mean, going across Nebraska on Interstate 80, it's basically corn, tree, corn. Look, Lincoln, corn, and that poster is nothing but trees. Visit Nebraska. That's false advertising.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. And I understand he was using that to try and get back into his dream of that time, dream state.
Yeah.
Which was a subplot that I felt was not needed whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
I
wasn't the one writing the script. So maybe that's a problem. Maybe I should start writing scripts now.
Yeah. But nonetheless, it was a good film. And there's actually talks about a sequel, and that it's looking really good.
Yeah. I understand the lore. I have friends who are gamers. When we went to the theater, and that place was packed out with so many like middle schoolers and just high schoolers. I actually had to tell two boys sitting next to me to keep down the constant commentary that they were doing. They just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
And coming from me, who likes to comment, the worse the movie, the more the comments. I get it, but there's a certain way you got to do this. So anyway, I'm done talking on your show.
That's okay. I love conversation. Because normally it's just me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but so the season finale of Loki aired earlier today,
Really, that
and
that's not too many episodes.
yeah, they did 6. They did that last season too. And I gotta say, it was a pretty damn good episode. Moving on. Um, see, I do that to not spoil anything. So it's like a good way to just say, hey, it was good,
Right.
bad, and
I
I
was
just move on.
expecting more.
Yeah, you sound like you were breaking up there.
Hey,
Yeah.
did it freeze up there?
You when you were talking, you phased out. So I
I
didn't
see.
hear.
How much
I
did
didn't
you
get
hear?
none of what you said.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen that the final episode of Loki yet, so don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I am curious
You
though.
you have
Has
my word.
Obi
You
yet?
have my word. All I said it was it was a good episode, and then we're moving on.
All right. I'll try to watch it as soon as I possibly can. I
Yes.
may have to bow out here right now because I am
Alrighty.
starting. You said it. It sounded like I was phasing out. I'm kind of feeling like I'm phasing out. So
Yeah.
so
Alrighty.
so
So,
can't wait for
uh,
Ghostbusters.
there you go. Before you leave, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody how they can interact with you?
Sure. I am part of the Owlite Network. You can find us online with various podcasts. I do the Tomb of the Terrible every other Monday. This coming Monday, we are doing American Poltergeist. If you want to play along and watch, it's free on YouTube and Tubi. So, but trust me, watch it on YouTube and watch it in 1.5 speed because it'll go faster. Just trust me on this. So, I also you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I also do uh, Confessions of a Christian Freak blog, Necroshock radio blog, and the Movies and Beer podcast, which is the other podcast that I do not associated with the Owlite Network, but I get together with my friends here in Omaha, Nebraska, and watch movies and talk about it at a pub. So that's
Awesome.
that's the
Awesome.
beer part. So
Awesome stuff there. And thank you for coming. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for coming on and everything. And you have a good, enjoy the rest of your night there. And we'll see
thank
you
you.
on the Owlite Network.
Awesome. I'll see you later.
Alrighty. Have a good one. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Uncle Necro, and it was good to have him on. And so it was a lot of fun, And so, but we're still here. We're still here. We're having a part. We're still having a party. The chat is open. So if anybody who's tuning in want to say hi or anything like that, had any questions or comments, by all means, let us know. And if you like what you see, give a like. But we got more show to do, so let's go. Let's go on. So let's see what else is on the agenda. I think there's like a couple more things we got to do. Let's see. Okay, we talked about that. And now let us talk about the announcement that was posted on Twitter yesterday. Rockstar announced that in early December next month, they are going to be releasing a teaser trailer to Grand Theft Auto 6. A lot of people were waiting on this and everything, and I was waiting with wonderful patience and everything. So my patient, but with all the what is it, the clickbaiters and everything like that, and yes, Mr. Boss for the win, I'm looking at you, who are speculating since you know since the announcement that there was going to be a GTA 6. A lot of people were clickbaiting, speculating, doing it for the content and everything like that, to get the clicks, get the likes, and all that other shit. And there, these bullshit artists, I didn't, I stopped following some of them. Mr. Boss for the win being one of them. Talking nothing about GTA 6 when the trailer was going to hit, saying that the trailer's going to hit this day, never came up. Trailer would hit this day, never came up. Oh, they did this, they did that, yada yada yada. Guess what? Again, nothing happened. So now Rockstar confirmed that in honor of their 25 years as a company, they are going to be go and in honor of the 25th anniversary, they're going to go ahead and release this trailer because it's 25, because Rockstar has been in the video game developing business for 25 years. Everybody knows the story behind it. With the first Grand Theft Auto game, going back to the first Grand Theft Auto game, got Rockstar buying out this independent company, which made the first Grand Theft Auto game, and they took and Rockstar took that over, and it's become one of the most successful franchises today. And and throwing in more, a lot of other great games such as Bully, Max Payne, and of course, how could we not forget the Midnight Club video game series, which I'm surprised that they're not making another one. I'm really surprised that there's not. It would look so good on on PS5 and even on the Switch, and even the Xbox Series. Who knows? We might see something, but yeah, but nonetheless, and of course the Red Dead Redemption. Who could we? The Red Dead series as well. How could we not forget about that? It's a bona fide. It's a classic too. But GTA as a franchise has been more successful. Nothing against the Red Dead series and everything. It's just that it's a Grand Theft Auto is just a better franchise, and with the Red Dead series, it's just basically cut and paste from it's just Grand Theft Auto with cowboys, that sort of thing. But nonetheless, they've had some, they have some good games, and they have some downhill games, Ping Pong, which I didn't know why that game was was ever made. But then they had, and of course they had um, Manhunt, which I love those games, and they got a lot of flack for that, and they had to take those games down. But overall, like I said, Grand Theft Auto has been a better uh, moneymaker for the company, and hey, they're coming out. They did say that there's another Grand Theft Auto game coming out, and we are going to get a trailer of it on next month. Now, there's some predictions on when. There's been a lot of predictions going out there, and I'm going to throw in my prediction. And I kind of agree with some people who have predicted this as well. But the Game Awards is coming out around the same time, and it's looking really good. I think I think what a great way to show the trailer, because the Game Awards have released in the past some upcoming video game trailers that some that weren't announced um, at conventions earlier in the year. So yeah, I think this will be a great way to show it off. Because you had the Game Awards, there's going to be a lot of stuff, and of course also I'm going to be talking about it. So once they address the nominations, of course I'm going to be doing that and throwing in my predictions like I usually do, and yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Um, but but as far as the my prediction on who's going to get when we're going to see this trailer, I think around the same it's going to be at the Game Awards. That's my prediction. It's a prediction. It's not confirmed, so don't assume that it's confirmed that Tom Dog confirmed it, which I didn't. It's a prediction. Okay, just want to clarify that it's a prediction. So let's get that over with quickly. But we will see this come out around that time, and we are actually going to take a little break right now. Because nature is calling and I gotta go. So we still have some more to do, but just pay attention to the screen, and we will be back. Okay, my apologies, everybody. And but hey, nature called, and I had to answer the call of duty. So yeah. Speaking of which, that game's coming out pretty soon. This week. This week, or is it already out now? I forgot which. Anywho, so yeah. Oh, that's good. So yeah. All right. So we talked about the GTA trailer, and let's talk about the big topic. Everybody loves The Simpsons. It's been on for over 3 decades, and it's still going on. And apparently, something's going on uh, with the series now. Um, there's been a thing that um, that has been controversial, and so now no longer is Homer Simpson going to be taking out the strangling Bart Simpson. Uh, Apparently because of the fact that the whole child abuse thing and everything like that. But I kind of contest the way it was done because as I said, I'm a fan of The Simpsons. I've watched The Simpsons for many years, and I have no intention of you know ever stopping that because The Simpsons have been doing some great, amazing things, and it's a very successful show. And one of the things that one of the things that happens from time to time is Homer strangling Bart. Because let's face it, sometimes Homer, you know, Bart pushes Homer's buttons, and yeah, it's just one of those things. He strangles Bart, and Family Guy um, brought this up when they did that crossover. When they did that crossover event years ago, and say, "Oh, you strangled your son?" It's like that's crazy, and and even back then nobody cared. But but yeah, but now all of a sudden it's a big deal. Now it's a big deal. Um, does it really matter that that it was addressed that it didn't really matter. It doesn't matter. You know, they could have just went ahead and not addressed the fact that Homer no longer going to strangle his going to strangle Bart, because let's face it, how many times out of the 34, I believe, yeah, 34 seasons, how many times did Homer strangle Bart? Was it every single episode? No, not all the time. He doesn't do it all the time, and and that's good. But is it really that big of a deal? No, it's not that big of a deal. And let's face it, there, of course, the people are saying, "Oh, the Simpsons are going woke." Where had they gone? Where had they gone woke? It's like, I think it would have just been better if they didn't address the fact that that Homer is no longer strangling Bart. I think that would have been a lot better instead of just saying, instead of doing that bit from the last episode, the most recent episode, saying that, oh, I don't, I don't strangle my son, I don't strangle my son. If they didn't address it, then I don't think anybody would notice. Because if they went like a few years where Homer didn't strangle Bart in almost every episode, I don't think anybody would have cared nor noticed. That's just how I think about it, and I just think that the right they could have just did without addressing the issue. So it's not that big of a deal if they don't do that shtick anymore. It's it's funny and everything, but it's not like Tom and Jerry or the cartoons that we grew up that were very violent and everything like that. It's not that it's not that big of a deal. So no one's going to lose sleep over it. No one's going to feel differently about it. Oh, excuse me, I apologize. It's getting late, and so yeah, almost going on 2 hours. And I got to get going to bed. But yeah, it's not a big deal. Not don't worry about it. It's not nobody should have to be that upset that the fact that they got rid of a trope is. It's one of those things that if they didn't address it, you wouldn't even notice that it was gone. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think it's a big deal because I watched every single episode and they don't do it all the time. So the last time I actually saw him actually do it was around the time the movie came out, and that was a long time ago. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. But apparently, it's a big deal for hardcore fans of the show. So why do they do this? It's a poo all over again. Let me tell you something, and that's another thing. It's not like it's not like they got rid of a character. They just got rid of a shtick that that was it's a controversial topic because let's face it, nowadays, you can't hit, you can't put your hands on a child, and sometimes I'm not even a father, so I can't give my 2 cents on it, so it doesn't relate to me. But I'm sure there's some, I'm pretty sure that there's somebody out there that thinks differently and said, sometimes, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's saying that, sometimes I wish I can hit my child, because sometimes, kid, I will say though, I will agree that children these days get away with a lot of shit, and they do, and they do things where you wish you can hit. Sometimes they do shit that really piss you off, and you want to give them a quick spank, and you can't even do that. Because they'll say, "Oh, it's child abuse." I'm like, I got my share of beatings when I was a kid, and everything. So hey, and look at me now. I was my mom was good, my father was good. I was just a shithead. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So, but to me, about the it was a funny bit, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal, folks. It's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. It's not. And the fact that they got rid of Apu, Apu was, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal that back then. So why is it a big deal now? Everybody's so insensitive about that. Yeah, it was a funny character, and from what I heard, nobody was offended by that character. Nobody was. I mean, you don't have a problem. You don't have a problem with a white actor, voice actor, a white actor voicing a black cartoon character. There's a white guy voicing Cleveland Brown. Nobody says nothing to him. Nobody says nothing to him. Um, I'm sure there's a white actor that voices the many black characters that are portrayed on The Simpsons. As a matter of fact, one of them voiced Dr. Hibbert. Nobody questions that, and then and the thing is that they're not that these characters are not stereotypical. So there you go. But Apu, apparently it was a stereotype, and it offended a lot of people. But I don't remember hearing anything about the Indian culture being offended by Apu because hey, who nobody cared. It was, at the end of the day, it was a funny it was a funny show, and they didn't it is what it is, I guess. Can't win either way, but it's not a big deal, so don't worry about it. So, all right, got one more thing to do before we call it a night, because we are coming near the 2-minute of it, the 2-hour mark, and hold on, I have an itchy ear. my ear is itchy, and so yeah, it's heating up in here. So last night, the final wave of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out, and okay, not bad. So yeah, the game updated last night. We are going to play a little bit of this, because there's two things, and I was going to do both, but I'm looking at the time, and I only have time to do one. So yeah, this was added. This was added, and that looks pretty cool. And you could do the tracks there and everything. Listen to the music of the tracks, but you won't hear it on this channel. Copyright reasons. So yeah. So okay, we're gonna do single player, and we are going to, we'll do the Grand Prix. So there you see, we're going to do the 50cc, because it is what it is. Okay. I'm not gonna. They added some outfits to the Mii character. They added some new outfits for the Mii characters instead of just the amiibo. So you have the Question Block suit, the Toadette suit, Castle suit, Dry Bowser suit, Chain Chomp suit, Dolphin suit, Cheap suit, Pokey suit, Blooper suit, Parabitty Bud suit, Koopa Clown Car suit, Ice Cream suit, Birdo suit, Wiggler suit, Petey Piranha suit, Goomba suit, and Moo Moo suit. But we're not gonna do that. But we are gonna do. They also added Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. So here we go. I am going to, for this one. I am going to do Diddy Kong, and we got a. Ooh, look at this! Look at this. It's not a bad ride here. So yeah, I got another Mercedes. Got another Mercedes model. That's pretty cool. Not bad. Not bad at all. This was around during the Mercedes line that they did add on when they did the Wii U version. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But we're gonna go with the one that I did here. So yeah. So that one, and that one, and so yeah, we, as you can see, there's no stars there, so we're gonna. So yeah, this is the Acorn Cup and the Spiny Cup, and we're gonna do this one next. We're gonna do this one next week, but we're gonna do this one first. They have Rome Avanti, which is on the Mario Kart Tour World Tour, that you can play on your mobile device right now. DK Mountain, which was on the GameCube Double Dash. The Daisy Circuit, which was on the Wii, I believe Mario Kart 7, I believe it was. And the Piranha Plant Cove, that is a new track. So yeah, that is a brand new track, and we are going to start with that. I'm going to start the Grand Prix, and we're going to. So yeah, this is the last wave of Mario Kart, and we're going to do this real quick before we call it a night here. So yeah. So yeah, we are going to do this. So yeah. And by the way, remember if you are sensitive to flashing and flickering lights, please use caution. Almost forgot to say that, but yeah, please use caution if you're sensitive to flashing lights and other stuff. So yeah, don't want anybody getting seizures here. So yeah, so far this track. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Lost a bit of coins right there, but that's okay. Yeah, this track is looking pretty awesome. So, oh, they also did a thing where in the update you could not you could not um, you cannot um, hack the not hack but purposely go in last place to get better items. Uh, Apparently, that's called sandbagging. I believe it's called, and bagging. I believe, and yeah, that's so yeah, that was a big no-no. And whoops. So yeah, no coins on that one. That's okay. Still got first place. Yes, sir, Ray Bob. Everybody's doing all right there. Awesome. Hey, DK Mountain. That's on the game. As I said, the GameCube Mario Kart game. Oh, Tanuki Mario. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Track. This looks amazing. Really does. Watch out for the fallen rocks. Do some drifting right there. Ooh. Only I got that. Finally got that banana peel when I got the red star with the red shell. Yeah, that's okay. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Any question in the comments? There, chat's open. Stop in and say hi. Want me to hit that? Yeah, I'll hit that. Yeah, there we go. Whoa. Nice. Oh, crap. Overshot it a little bit. Got too cocky on that one. I did. I don't know why I'm hungry, but I am. There you go. There. Okay. Thank you, Gabe. Hope you have a good night too. Okay, two tracks down. So let's go on to the third one. Daisy Circuit. This was on the Wii version. There we go. There we go. Ah, shit. I botched that one. Okay. Let's go this way. All right. Ah, crap! I did it again. Ah, shit. Ah! See, it messed me up. Not putting that on there. Okay, we've got one more track going on. Piranha Plant Cove. Alrighty. I had nothing. Ooh. This is an awesome track. Oops. Messed that up a little bit. That's okay. Oh, that's okay too. Okay, last lap. Oh, I don't have the right item, so I couldn't go on there. Ah! There we go. Whee! Oh, crap. Oh my god. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Hey, there we go. There we go. And got the gold trophy. All right. So we will end that there. So, all right. I had to remove a comment, which I did not want to post on there because I don't support it, and nor that thing. I don't keep it separate from other things and everything. So, but anyways, I banned that person. So yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much all the time I have for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Um, Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Thumbs up the video if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below. What do you think? What did you think of the final wave of Mario Kart? Let us know if you played it, and let us know what you think. And what movie you're looking forward to seeing coming up next year. Let us know in the comment section down below. And ringy dingy that bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could be doing for us small streamers like myself, and we will love you forever about it, and we won't strangle you or anything like that. We will love you. We will smother you with love, and that's it. But you got to do this one thing, and in order to get the love of being a credit to the small streamers, and that is doing the most important thing that you could be doing right now, and that is face hug that subscribe button. We will see you all again here next week, same Tom Dog time, same channel X. And like I said, next week we will continue. We will finish off the wave, and I'll give out my final verdict on that. And yeah, we will have a lot of fun with that. So tune in to that next week. So till then, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Until then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Love you all.